How's it going, fellas, and welcome to the channel where I kick back, relax and talk video games. And in today's video it's going to be another rant and rave on NBA 2K18 and the balancing of it. Game balancing, or the sliders, or whatever you want to call it. That is the thing that can make or break 2K every year. Is the three-pointers too overpowered? Is the defense too overpowered? It all comes down to the sliders. If they get it right, the gameplay is such a better experience when it comes to basketball. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to be talking about my thoughts and opinions on the game sliders and game balancing in NBA 2K18. Let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the archetype system. Look, everyone's played 2K. You can be a playmaker, a shooter, a slasher, all those sorts of things. But that's got to be balanced. It's just becoming ridiculous how unbalanced this game is becoming to certain archetypes. And it is killing the game. The game is getting harder and harder for players to just be a certain archetype for a whole year, because you don't know what you're going to get next. That is the problem, because they patch it so much, time and time again, patch after patch. It will affect your player, and people have put too much time, too much effort in, too much money into the game to have their archetype just be patched out of the game. It's simply not fair anymore. They've got to do something about this. Either not patch this game so much, and people just have to get used to the things, or they need to get rid of the archetype system. The archetype system just makes it too hard for these developers to balance. Yes, it's good for the shareholders and their wallets, but it's too hard for the developers to develop this game and balance it, to actually make a game where it's fair and even for each archetype. Because if everyone's just running the same archetypes, what is the point? What is the point of having this archetype system when we're always just being the same archetype anyway, and then we're restricted in other areas and the game becomes boring? They need to do something about this archetype system. Either they've got to balance it, or they have to get rid of it. They're the two options when it comes to this archetype system. They need to do something, maybe overpower a lot of the things. Slashers, shooters, defenders, overpower it a lot more, make it a bit more arcadey on the park to actually bring a bit of fun back. Make it things overpowered more than underpowered, because that makes the game fun and not boring. And moving on to my next topic is, which is better, fun versus realism? If you played 2K back in 2K15 and earlier, it was actually fun to dunk on people. You could actually dunk on 3-4 defenders sometimes in. It was a little bit overpowered, but it was fun. That's what it comes down to. The three-pointers back in the day, there was a lot more three-pointers, but at least it was fun. At least you don't get open three-pointers and miss. Like, there was a lot of contested shots that just had to be tweaked a little bit. The contested shots were the only thing that were overpowered. And now they've changed the whole shooting to the mess we have today. Missing open layups. Missing wide open three-pointers. Missing under the basket when you know that you should be making these shots. Wide open mid-ranges, time and time again. You guys have played 2K. It is a joke how bad it is. So that's my question to you guys. Leave it in the comments below. Do you prefer fun when you play basketball games, or do you want realistic basketball games? Because in my opinion, everybody's different. You're not right or wrong. It's just what you prefer. But I prefer fun. I'd be able to prefer to be Michael Jordan and dunk on three guys, or be Ray Allen and shoot corner threes like no tomorrow. I want it to be fun again. Back to what it was, not this realistic bullshit of balancing crap that they never get right anyway, and the game just turns into a clusterfuck of shit, and it just becomes a piss poor attempt of a basketball game after the first few patches. It's becoming a joke. Year after year, they can't balance this archetype system. They can't get the game sliders right. What was wrong with what you had before? People complained, but you don't have the answer to their complaint. So go back to what it was before, because you just don't have the answer to what we wanted before. All you had to do to fix this game was tweak a little bit of the contested shots. And then you've just added all this other bullshit animations, bullshit things that are just ruining the game. They honestly are. You've got to get this right for the next 2K, or even just fix this one, because it's not hard to do. I've studied games for years, and sliders and that sort of stuff isn't hard to do. They'd be able to do that. I know I don't want too many patches, but they'd be able to patch that with a 300 megabyte update. They not. It's a joke. You know what I mean? Maybe a gig update. It's just ridiculous. It's simple sliders that just playing the game, you would figure this stuff out. But they obviously don't play the game, or they don't know what they're doing. That's the honest truth, because you guys have played the game. You know what's wrong with it. I know what's wrong with it. Simply by just playing the game. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be a developer to know where the problems are with the gameplay of this game and the game balancing and the sliders. It is a joke. We just want to have fun again in 2K. But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. If you do like these NBA 2K18 rant and raves, leave it in the comments below what you'd like to see next. Me rant and rave about anything about NBA 2K, leave it in the comments below. But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch us later.